Good morning, everyone. This is Kathy White for Fika Friday on August the 10th, 2019 here in beautiful Whistler, BC. I'm here with Sally John, a physiotherapist in Whistler, and looks forward to meeting you. And I'll pass the headset to her for the recording today. Technology, that's our talk today. We're talking about marketing and just sort of sharing ideas together and some of the things that are working for us and some of the challenges that we have. And Anyssa at the communication studio is taping this for us today. She's unfortunately not feeling too well, so we hope her a speedy recovery. But it's really nice to set up this get-together so that we can have an opportunity to share ideas. So one of my marketing tips from my experience of working in real estate here at Engel and Vokers in Whistler, BC, is the idea that aside from our work day is to schedule rest and reflection time in the morning. And then I use a social media calendar to do my postings. And I will post that up on the Fika Friday Entrepreneur Collective, which Anyssa has created. So you'll want to sign up with Anyssa, and we can get you the details on the connection later on so that you can reach out and make your own plans for creating a social media calendar and sort of a theme for the year that works for you and your business to generate those clients who you wouldn't normally reach, because we're so used to print media and possibly connection through a repeat and referral network, and then working with advertising agencies. I'm trying to save money to make money through the idea of social media marketing. So maybe what I could do is from my experience, I'm going to pass the headset on to Sally, and she can maybe share with you, Sally, how have social media affected your business in the physiotherapy world. 1 second.
Good morning, everybody. Social media has really changed my business. When I started out in business 1995, which is a long time ago, and working for myself, there was not the social media there is now. There was not being able to the social media there is now. Through text messaging, through the Facebook media, and through other ways of communication, such as I don't actually use Twitter, but there is that as well, and the other one that we go online with, there's a professional link. LinkedIn, actually, there we go. LinkedIn is another way of connecting, and I found all of these have been very useful to my business. I've actually, one of the things I find with the younger group of people is that they will connect with me through Facebook media, particularly up here in Whistler. And so I have to be very vigilant. And fortunately, my phone manages to connect with the Facebook business account that I have. And I also, through Facebook business, my Sally John Physiotherapy, I will put in my details of my business and who I am. I can connect to my my website. So the website, of course, is another thing that has another media that has been very, very useful to my business. Being used putting that in to the various magazines that I advertise in, such as the Peak magazine. All these things have been extremely useful. Google also have been able to advertise with Google, and if you search for physiotherapy in Whistler, I am #1 on the list, I'm pleased to say. Thank you. And so people will connect with me through all these different areas, and they've definitely been very useful, definitely given me some business that I surprised about, actually, to be honest. So it continues to build, and of course that word of mouth always helps. testimonials that can be written down on my Facebook business account. Plus, it will also help to promote my business, and that has been very, very useful indeed. That's very well it. Thank you.
It's so nice. We're here in the lovely village office of Engel and Vokers in Whistler, and it's a beautiful summer up here, and we hope to meet with you soon. And this is the neat thing about Fika Friday. We're welcoming people from around the world and inviting you to join us and learn about Whistler and our resort and all sorts of business tips and life tips as well. One of the great things that Sally brought up was testimonials, and certainly that adds a lot of organic search engine optimization, as they say, SEO, for your personal business websites and for connecting with people from around the world. And video is certainly at the top of the list as far as optimization. Google business pages will pull you up higher without paying for Google Ads. Again, save money to make money. The idea is that you ask your clients written permission to use either a video, a short little clip video that you can also post onto in your print media with a photo from that session. You could maybe create a podcast channel if you're so inclined. One of the things that we suggest is certainly looking at businesses that are already doing a great job. So maybe the idea is that over the next week, you take a look at your business website, your social media marketing, and compare it to your competition, maybe to other companies in your area or throughout BC or across Canada International, to see how they're marketing to people to collect them for future client business. And, maybe thank them if it does create some business for you, because I think networking between our industries is a way to enhance the strength of the whole industry. So for example, one of the things that Sally might do is an educational short video with one of her clients that gives permission, just to show some of the techniques or some of the ideas of how physiotherapy can help in our daily lives. For example, in real estate, I'm creating a YouTube channel connecting my business colleagues here in town with helpful services for my realty clients. For example, Georgia Heibner with WhistlerStaging.com has been my first YouTube interviewee, and I look forward to doing a couple of more before the end of August. And that's the idea, is using that social media calendar to schedule these things so you actually get them done. That it's done is better than perfect, as we often say. One of the things that I look for too, aside from checking out my industry colleague websites, is to also look at other marketing agencies and how they offer free tips on making your social media or making your business systems better. One of the companies that I'd like to give a shout out to is brandface.com. Tanya Eberhardt and Michael Carr have been excellent in helping me create a branding theme called lifestylelocator.ca. So the idea is to marry up my real estate expertise with a marketing theme of helping clients define their own lifestyle here in Whistler. And so they have wonderful free Friday morning. It's called Fearless Fridays. And I encourage you to search that online and connect with Tanya and with Michael. Any business can benefit from their services. It's related to real estate, to business, and just even to your own home-based business. You could maybe find some ideas from them that you could incorporate into your business systems. So maybe, Sally, you could share with us, what are some of the websites that you've gone to that have helped you in your business over the years? If you have a couple of ideas where you've gone to research or resource information for your business.
Actually, Kathy, I will just say that physiotherapy has somewhat, because of the Privacy Act with healthcare, we have to be very careful about videoing clients and putting it online. We can't do that. So that's a no-no. But maybe, you know, when you mentioned that, I thought, okay, well, maybe I can have a model in front of me and examine the model. It's not non-existent, it's not non-existent, and it is not. But that would be definitely a thought. As I thought about it when you said that to me, like, well, okay. So in regards to websites that have helped me, we have a lot. We have a lot of online videos for look at. Want information about tests, about shoulder tests and things like that, more clinical approaches to testing and things like that, extremely useful all the time with my patients. Is for educational purposes, I will use Google and search engine, and I will, if I've got something I want to look at for education reasons, if I'm doing low back pain or something like that, and I want to demonstrate that one of the big muscles of the back, called iliopsoas, which is to you guys known as the hip flexor, which we all use way too much, or biking or whatever, or skiing, and we can easily shift our spines one way and then rotate. So these pictures are very useful. I think it would be great to be able to see sort of some biomechanical movement, and I haven't actually looked for something like that, but that would be a very cool thing to look for. So you're encouraging me to sort of dive in and look for further information. I don't know if it's there or not, but I haven't looked, but it certainly would be a really cool thing to look at. You just need a body with just muscles, and on the ski slope, skiing along and looking at how the muscles actually work. I don't think that's going to be possible, but anyway, it's always a thought. Anyway, yeah, but other things such as other businesses. Yes, I do look at other businesses and how their websites are designed. Yeah, that's all those tips are very useful. I'm going to pass you back. Thank you.
So one of the things when we find a business tip is to give acknowledgement. For example, if I use a photo from Tourism Whistler, they have a photo gallery that we can use for marketing purposes, and we're very appreciative of that. So what we do is when we, for example, the example that Sally brought up, maybe on her Facebook page this week, she'll take a picture from Google of a hip flexor and then maybe write a blog about it or write a little post. Already done. That's fantastic. So you know, the idea is to share some of our knowledge and help people realize that, oh, that pain that I've been feeling in my hip flexor for a while, I should maybe get checked out.
Or in your back.
Or in your lower back.
It's usually in your buttock, actually.
So, and certainly working with Anyssa through the Communication Studio has been very helpful to me in creating these social media platforms that I'm using, Anchor FM. I'm also using a GoDaddy account for my website and creating the web pages. She has been a great consultant to help me with those kind of ideas, because I never would have stepped out of my comfort level to give it a try. So she's very encouraging that way, and I encourage you to connect through the Communication Studio and the Entrepreneur Collective, which Anyssa has set up as well. One of the things that I've been trying to do as well is updating my business profile. That's on all the different platforms, especially as I meet a lot of people through LinkedIn. Certainly keeping our contact details up to date. It's something as simple as maybe updating our photos, certainly adding and asking our friends to like us on our Facebook business page. Invite people to connect with you. And even though you haven't seen them for a while, they want to support you and they want to encourage you to succeed. So don't be afraid to ask. I often find that we're afraid to ask people to support our businesses. We are entrepreneurs, and through our business networks and our community networks, we can reach more people who will benefit from our services. And we often feel too shy to let people know about our, I often call them in real estate secret agents. Nobody knows that you're a realtor. So the idea is to get out there. Aside from your in-person persona, there's a great opportunity to connect with people around the world through LinkedIn. I also have several industry websites that I can connect privately with realtors across the world and encourage them to send me client referrals, because we often see them here in Whistler. We certainly get many visitors from around the world, which is fantastic. The other idea is to set up a few websites. These could be very inexpensive through operations like GoDaddy, and I know there's several others, but I have found like Wix. Some people use Wix. And I do find that these, even if it's a one-page website, I use Website Box as well, which is another interesting company where you set up a website and they offer themes and websites that you can change up maybe twice a year. Change up the theme. Maybe look at your website and say, is it time to maybe update the look? Or maybe it's, for example, in real estate, what we're seeing is people are creating a website for every listing that they take so that they can plan their social media around that one listing, registered under that street address with the seller's permission, of course. And lastly is maybe, from my perspective, I know these sessions are about 20 minutes long and we don't have an opportunity to review your questions out there in the world. When you view this video, we just encourage you to connect with the Entrepreneur Collective and share your ideas with us every Friday. And it runs from 8 a.m. to about 8:20, 8:30. And certainly it's a great opportunity to see each other and sort of just relax and just have a coffee together. So in Whistler, one of the interesting things is still using print media. So for example, a lot of our owners that I connect with in Whistler are living out of town. So the only way I can connect with them is through mail or through the opportunity of meeting them at open houses and things like that, or here at our office. So I often send out unaddressed ad mail through Canada Post. And it's quite an inexpensive way of setting up a business account and sending out touch points with the community so that they realize you're an agent, you're not a secret agent. So the idea is that for quite an inexpensive opportunity, you can create, I use a program called vistaprint.ca, and they have themes of postcards that are very helpful. And for me, I find postcards really connect, even though it's a 3 to 5 second connection, that connection can also bring clients. So, and it's on recycled paper. So that's the idea, is that hopefully the questions and the information that we put on our marketing materials should be consistent across the board. So the advert that I put on my postcard will mirror what I put into print through our local paper called the Peak News Magazine, which has been very helpful as well. So if I can say anything from my experience of real estate marketing, and maybe Sally has done some marketing pieces that she can share with us as well, is the consistency of the look. So if you're updating your website, maybe you need to take a look at your print marketing as well, and update that as well, so that you get consistent looks for the time that you're using it. They often say in social media marketing and print marketing that it takes 8 months to a year for people to get your consistent message. So maybe it's a yearly update to your website. You don't need to be on doing this all the time, but for your industry, you may have to do it sooner than 1 year. But from my experience, it's been 8 months to 10 months. I've really seen the connection of people going, oh, you're a realtor in the community. I've seen your ads. I've seen your signs. I've seen you at open houses. And it was funny because I was monitoring it when I started my career here. When did the community actually understand and connect with who I was as a realtor? And it was about 8 months. So Sally, maybe you have some marketing materials that you've used that you could share with us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kathy. Yes, there's several things that I have done. Been going from paper pushing, which I have done, to computers. So paper pushing is something that I've done right from the start of my business, because my business started when my daughter was born 1995, so it's a long time ago. So what I have done is I have gone literally door to door for medical clinics, because that's where my business comes from a lot of the time, and put out flyers. I used to do a lot of work with description of back pain or something like that, and then I would do suggested exercises and so on. And I used to do that with backs and shoulders and knees and all sorts, and go into the various clinics and put them. Then I found when I went in that some of those leaflets were still there, or some of them had gone not. So you have to sort of adapt, and that's another thing, is follow up. Make sure if you're putting out all these brochures that you do follow up and see, are they being looked at? If not, you're wasting your time. So the other thing is, I do postcards, and they're colorful postcards, usually with myself and my dog, and just with my description as who I am and what my background is and how long I've been in the business, and what my specialties are, and the website to go to. So keeping it brief and keeping it one page, one postcard page, which is small, but visual enough, and I try to take it into places such as medical clinics, and actually our community place that people pick up flyers from, and so on. And sometimes I'll put it on coffee boards, and I'll go into some businesses such as fitness centers and so on. So I do the walk around. It's important. It's a sort of good way. I'm not good at doing this because I'm promoting myself, and I always find it difficult to promote myself. But you just have to say, okay, if you're going to make money, you got to get out there. And the more you actually connect with people, the more people, and you give people a chance to ask you questions. And it's sort of nice because it makes you go out, and people will ask questions, and sometimes you'll pick up some business just by doing that. So it's definitely a good way to do it. You don't want to be a nuisance to society, so you have to sort of see who is able to listen to you and who isn't. And in some businesses, it's illegal for you to go actually in there, so you have to be very careful where you go to. But it's definitely a helpful thing to do. The other thing, of course, is advertising in our magazines, and I do that on a bi-weekly basis, and put my flyer, my advert in there, which is a small advert. But people have come to me and said, "Oh, I saw your advert." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, well, I've been actually in there for 7 years." But it's sort of funny because some people will come up to you and say, "Oh, I've seen your advert." Yeah, because you've got to know me, so that's fun. That's pretty well it, I think, as far as, of course, I also use business cards. Oh yeah, I should actually mention that. That's very important. I carry business cards with me absolutely everywhere. And so that if I get into a conversation about health, or particularly when I'm skiing, I'll always have business cards in my pocket. And people, if they ask me what do you do, well, I'm a physio, blah, blah, blah. And I work in medicine. One of my specialties is backs and necks, and that sort of thing. So I spend, and they say, "Oh, actually, I've got a," So then the conversation, and sometimes I've actually picked up people from the ski hill. So it's a thing. You've got to be wise to all the ways you can do your marketing. That's it. Thank you. That's one of the important things that those are great tips. Thanks very much, Sally. I really like the idea that they say in business that you should hand out 10 business cards a day, and that could be a virtual business card as well. So I often, because I'm dealing with so many people that are out of town, I have a virtual business card on my phone that I push out to them through a text message. It's quite easy. You just set it up yourself as a contact in your phone, and then you share your contact, and it shares all my addresses and websites and phone numbers so that people these days, if you don't have a card on you, at least you can connect with them. I find the tactileness of a card is still important to have, and I have business cards that are branded with Angle Invokers for Whistler, but I've also created my own marketing that align with my lifestyle locator brand. So I have during the winter a photo of me with my skiing, and I'm creating one in the summer with the plan to use my mountain bike because I enjoy it so much, and connect with people in that basic level as well. You know, maybe like you were saying in your ad, a picture of you with your dog really connects you in your business to who you are as a person, and I think that that's more authentic as we move into authentic marketing into the years ahead. A lot of the clients that I've worked with over my years have said, you are an excellent realtor, but we really connected with you because of your personality and who you are and how you connect with your community and help out in your community. And that's another way of marketing where you can give out cards, is where you volunteer in your community and become a part of an organization that's helping in the area of business, but also helping in the community, so that you get a win-win for everybody. So that's really great. And certainly from the real estate aspect, any kind of marketing materials that we send out, we have regulatory advertising guidelines that we follow just to make sure that we're not soliciting a listing that's already active and those kind of things. So we have specific wording we have to put into our advertising. So I always encourage you, if you're doing business marketing in conjunction with another organization, that you get their approval first before you send it out in the marketplace. So I think that kind of wraps up. We're coming up to 8:24. Oh my goodness, we've had a good time chatting today. And the other, sure, and Sally's got one other point to add in. And another thing that I've found very helpful is creating a Google business page. Every couple of weeks, I post a new article on my Google business page, which again, Google pulls up through the organic search engine optimization. So that's my tip for you today as we pass the mic back to Sally.
Thank you, Kathy. So one of the other things that Kathy actually just quickly mentioned was volunteering. Volunteering or even joining a business group such as this, but also there's other business groups that also you can pay into, or such as BNI, Business Network International, which is a group that I actually started off with in Collingwood many years ago, and I did that for about 4 years, and that was a great business contact. Of course, Rotary. Rotary is another fantastic way of getting to know people. They do not really promote business, but business does come from Rotary, just because of the fact you are connecting with people and you're doing good things in the community. So that's another one that I think is important. And then of course we have a MAC here in Whistler that Kathy is very involved with. It's the Mature Adults Community that actually Kathy, you're very involved with, and helping with coffee mornings and getting people to play pickleball and things like that over the age of 55. Fantastic. It brings people together, and people love it, and it is a great way of community connecting. And somebody may say, oh, Kathy, oh yeah, she's great. You should work with her because she does all this work for the community, and she has so it helps her business for real estate. And for myself, exactly the same way in my own business as physio. I think that's pretty well it. Thank you, Kathy. And here we are. Pass you back.
And that's it for today. We hope that you've enjoyed the FICA Friday on August the 10th. And wishing Anyssa a speedy recovery, and we'll connect with you guys next week.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
There.